Welcome back to the channel, guys. So today we're going to be installing some taillights for the Focus ST. They're the Spec-D and they're the smoked version. So they're going to be all blacked out, black housing with a clear lens. And we're also going to be installing some reflector tint for the back, that little red reflector in the back right underneath the taillights. Those are going to be tinted out now too. So the whole back of the car should be tinted. It's going to get rid of that red factory look. So that's going to look pretty cool. And first things first, we have to wash the Focus. It's been super dirty. It's been raining and all dusty, so let's get into that, and after that we'll get to the install. All right, we got the Focus all cleaned up. Now we're gonna take out the little red reflectors on the back, right here. To get them out, we're gonna have to go underneath the car. And right underneath here, we have 3 little clips. We have 1 on one side and then 2 on the other. We're gonna push those clips in, and then after we push them in, we're gonna put some pressure on the back of this little reflector, and then it should just pop right out. All right, we got 1 out. Now for the other side. All right, so we have the reflectors taken off the car. Just gonna clean them off really quick just to make sure there's no dirt on them. So when I put this tin on, it's gonna stick pretty good. Get the other one cleaned up. All right, so right here, we have the tint. Just like that, they're already pre-cut. So all you have to do is just take them off and stick them onto the reflectors. Let's take this first one off. And make sure we get this lined up. All right, so I have this lined up right in this corner. It's not quite long enough for here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my little squeegee. I'm gonna get this set on here pretty good. And then I'm gonna grab my heat gun. And I'm going to just apply a little bit of heat right up here and kind of stretch it just a little bit just to get a perfect fitment. All right, so off camera, I used the heat gun. And I kind of had to stretch it a little bit. It wasn't a perfect fit. As you can see down here, there's a couple creases. It's not that bad, but it definitely doesn't fit as perfectly as I want it to be. As you can see around the corners, there's some little red you can still see from the reflector. I kind of had to put a heat gun to it and kind of stretch it a little bit even to get that far. But if you do end up buying this tint kit, just keep in mind you will need a heat gun just so you can stretch it out and get it to the sides as best as you can. All right, and time for the next one. I'm gonna use the heat gun once again and try to get this pulled just a little longer. So same thing with the second piece. The first half was all right, and then it kind of, when I started to stretch it, it was kind of bubbling a little bit. There's a couple little marks right here that I can't really push out. The edges, not terrible, but there is still a tiny little gap just from, I couldn't stretch it that much with the heat gun, but I will take that. I don't think it looks too bad. So let's get them installed. All right, so putting these in is a lot easier than when we took them out. So all you gotta do is just line these little clips up, just like that. Pop them in place, and then same with the other side. There you go. So now to get the taillights out, on the inside of the hatch, on both sides are gonna be one piece of carpet. You can take that piece of carpet right out. And on the inside, there's gonna be a little plastic nut. You're gonna have to use a big flathead screwdriver to get that out, or a pair of pliers. A little one's not gonna fit. As you can see, there's a little slit right down the middle, and a little one's just gonna slip out. And then up here, you might have a cover. I didn't have a cover, but same thing, a plastic nut. So we're gonna take these two out, and then the taillight will pop right out. Also, a little side note, when you're taking these little plastic clips off, make sure not to drop them. I don't know where that little crack goes behind the carpet, but I'm sure if you drop them, you'll never find them again. So just be really careful you don't drop them. All right, so we have all these little wing nuts taken off. Last thing to do is just pop the taillight out, and then just disconnect these wires with a little clip. And there's one taken out. And then same with this side. Pop this one out. And take off the clip. And then time for the new ones. All right, so here are the new taillights. These are the Spec-D smoked version with the clear lens. So we're gonna plug this clip back together. And then we're gonna make sure we line up this little metal nub right in the hole where the old one was. We're gonna tuck these wires back under here so it sits nice, doesn't get caught up. There we go. Now from inside, we can put those little plastic wing nuts just to hold it in place. All right, so we have this one all secured. I put the wing nuts just hand tight on the back of these ones. So now we're gonna go to the other side and do the same thing. All right, here we go. So same thing as the other side, we're gonna connect these wires back together. Get these little wires tucked away. Hand tight, put these little wing nuts back on. All right, so lastly, just gotta tighten up with a screwdriver and put these carpet pieces back in. And then after that, you're all set. All right, so that's it, guys. We have them installed. Tinted reflectors. I think it looks a ton better than it did before. I'll throw in a little before and after clip, and I'll get a video of these at night, just so you can see how they look in the dark. All right, guys, so that's it. We have the new taillights installed for the Focus. The new rear reflectors look pretty awesome. They match awesome. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can pick them up for yourself. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.